Why are men struggling with dating? Seriously, why is there this massive crisis, like full-blown SOS panic mode crisis going on with men in dating right now in the year 2024 and beyond? It's not getting better anytime soon. Matter of fact, it's going to get worse before it gets any better. It's been said that in America, with men aged 18 to 35, 1/3 of them has not had sex at all, not even one time in the last year. And I said, damn, like this is a really scary statistic, right? Like 1/3 of all men, at the prime sex age, 18 to 35, haven't had sex, not even one time in the last year. But what's even more scary is when I sit and I think about, okay, how about the guys, the other 2/3 that did stick it in at least one time in the last year? What do these women actually look like, the majority of them? And talking about in America, if 1/3 of men haven't had sex at all, 2/3 of men have had sex in the last year, what percentage of men have had sex with a girl that I would call, and I guess a lot of you on the internet are pretty strict now with your standards as well, at least a 7.5 or better, that was also feminine and treated them well? The answer has got to be far less than 1%. Far less than 1%. Any remotely attractive woman now in the West, Canada, America, Australia, is reserved for not even the top 1% of guys. It's like 0.25% of guys, like 1 in every 400 or 500 men, something like that. If that, right? So in response to this terrible dating scene that we're experiencing, we're seeing a few things. We're seeing a rise in these like red pill podcasts that are trying to wake men up. You guys like to crap on these podcasts, but the thing is, these guys they're trying to expose a truth that you may think is like, kind of obvious, overplayed. The majority of guys are complete normies. They have no idea how disadvantaged they are in dating. They simp over women, etc. They white knight in the comments. You're seeing a rise of all these red pill podcasts like Fresh and Fit podcast, good friends of mine, and then all the copycats of Fresh and Fit, right? Like the Whatever podcast, Pearl, Just Pearly Things, whatever it's called. And the other thing we're seeing in response to this is a glorious rise of the passport bros. Guys like me have said, hey, I don't want to date masculine, overweight women that even though they look like a giant cockroach in a dress, that still thinks that they could like do better than me, that like you're fat, 45 with 2 kids, single mom, and you think you deserve like a Hollywood actor like level guy or something like that, right? And we're also seeing some guys that are just, completely giving up on dating at all. These are called like the, I don't think I can even say this word, MGTOW. I don't think, I've heard that you can't even say this word. So if you're kind of confused, like, what's he talking about? I can't even say it because the algorithm doesn't like this, because I guess they see it as like black pill or like hating on women. But it's guys who've just basically given up on dating. They may go for like casual sex or something like that. They may not even be doing that. And in this video, I'm going to answer the question of why are men struggling with dating? It's actually kind of our fault. Okay, it's actually not just women and feminism and modern times, social media. It is a lot of that, but there's a lot we can control. And I'm going to divide this video into these 2 factors. Again, the things that we cannot control, that are out of our control, and the things that are our fault, that we could improve on to make our dating lives better, yet we are not stepping up. So let's start with the things that are not our fault, the things that are out of our control, and then we'll get into the more actionable advice, probably the greater value in the video of the things that we're not stepping up on and the actionable steps we can do to actually have a better dating life. So the first thing that's completely out of our control, we didn't choose this, is the rise of feminism. So it's a movement that at its core teaches a generalized hatred and disdain for men. It says men are oppressors, men magically make more money than women, even though any 2 firefighters, police officers, teachers, insurance salesmen from the same company could just like compare paychecks and debunk this myth immediately. But yeah, the general oppressive that, anytime a man sees a woman, he's just waiting for his chance, like to assault her. Like every man just assaults women, according to feminism. And of course, it makes them very rough around the edges and very masculine. Okay, so not only do women, learn a generalized hatred of men, but they themselves also become more desirable or less desirable and become more masculine. So it's kind of like a double whammy. 2, the rise of dating apps and social media. So the unbelievable amount of options that women have, like even if they have a private profile, like promoters and stuff like that, they're going to find them. I do this as a service for clients where we find beautiful women on Instagram. They outsource their whole online dating life to us. We find the girls on Tinder and Instagram. We can find private profiles. They have like, they still have the little photo, where it's a picture of their beautiful face, and like, we'll still find you, right? So, even a small social media. And I want to tell a quick story of Jenny, the 1992 version of Jenny and the 2022 version of Jenny. So 1992 Jenny worked in, Tampa, Florida, and she would wake up at 7:30 a.m., rush straight to work. She would work all day. She'd get a little bit of attention from the, fat 40-year-old schmucks in her office of her marketing job in this office. But they were all married. It was just like, whatever. They would just kind of flirt with her, a little bit cringe. She got a little bit of attention, a little bit of an ego boost. But again, these guys are fat and 40. They're not top level guys. Then she would rush over to the gym. She may get some guys, staring at her, as she's, doing her little workout at the gym. She would come home, prepare her lunch for the next day, go to bed, and go out on the weekends, sometimes hit a bar, hit a local club in Tampa. The guys around her where she lives in Tampa, they cap out at maybe, a 90 to 150K a year salary. There's no Arabic Saudi oil sheiks there offering to buy her a Lamborghini. There's no professional athletes. It's just these little local bars around Tampa that have the little local normal men. And she bases her validation on the little bit of attention that she gets from these guys when she goes out. 2022 Jenny is bombarded on her dating app, bombarded on her Instagram, bombarded in any form of social media that she has by athletes, by celebrities in Los Angeles, by rich millionaire playboys that own yachts trying to fly her out to Miami, and her ego and her standards have exploded to epic proportions. And now Jenny is way overvalidated. Her standards are through the roof, and women are the gatekeepers to sex, men are the gatekeepers to relationships. So a lot of these girls get pumped and dumped by these ultra high value guys and these celebrities, and they don't realize that your level as a man is what you can sleep with. If you can sleep with 6s, you can safely say you're a 6. If you can sleep with 9s, you can safely say that you're a 9, but not for women. Because again, they are the gatekeepers to sex, but not relationships. As a woman, you are at the level of what you can get a guy to commit to you with, right? So if you can get pumped and dumped by celebrities, that doesn't mean you're at the level of beauty and amazing personality and whatever overall attractiveness that you deserve an athlete. That just means you got pumped and dumped by an athlete, and the guy that will commit to you, that's your level. So if you can't get a guy that's higher than a 6.5 to commit to you as a woman, that's your level. You're a 6.5, even though you can bang, the occasional 9 or something like that, right? And we've seen all these experiments, even fat, grotesque women on Tinder. My buddy Alex from Playing with Fire, shout out to him, did a video on his channel where he found like a legitimate 0 out of 10. And she was matching with guys that have, abs, young, workout, fit, rich guys with luxury cars. And they're like legitimately like trying to like, take her out. He's even being kind of like sassy and kind of like unpleasant with them over text. And these guys are still worshiping the girls. I won't go into this much. Comically high standards, we've talked about that. You do these like, on these podcasts. And I talked about my buddy's podcast, the Fresh and Fit one. I'll make this really, really quick because we all know they all say they want a guy that has to be, 7 feet tall and make 7 figures and have 7 inches, all that stuff. It's just like completely out of control. Okay. So let me see here. All right. Now we're getting into the reasons why men are struggling that they can control. Again, the reasons that we can't control are comically high standards from women based on all the validation they get from social media and dating apps, a generalized hatred of men, and a generalized masculinization of women from the feminist movement. So that's what we cannot control, right? We cannot control these things, but there are things we are in control that we don't do, and they all kind of fall into the category of not stepping up, not being masculine and confident enough to step up, not having the courage to put yourself in all types of uncomfortable situations. So here's a big one. You see that cute girl at the cafe. You see that girl walking around your college campus. You see that cute girl at the supermarket. What's the harm in talking to her? Now, if you're in America, like I get it. If I was in America, I wouldn't be super motivated to do a cold approach. I don't live there. I just go there to visit, and I kind of know, what I'm in for. But listen, you might as well try, right? It at least builds your social skills. And certainly if you're already, in a dating market where you can already, experience success, and we're going to talk about more on this in a second, you should approach that girl. It builds your social skills. And something I've talked about before, you guys may or may not know this, if you just made a WhatsApp group with your buddies and planned, social stuff, meet out, I don't know, do anything, go to the gym together, take trips together, whatever it is, and just, get dinner together, you would build your social skills so much. Like social skills is like a muscle. A lot of guys, work remotely. We live in we rent our little shoebox, our little, 10-story shoebox, little apartment in a city. And we live there, we sleep there, we shower there, we crap there, we work there, and you never get out, you never do human interaction, and your social skills are just shot. Another example is, you guys should know if you watch my channel, that dating has evolved for the most part, and in a lot of dating markets, not all dating markets and not all situations, but a large part of it, dating is evolving from meeting people in person, face-to-face, cafes, bars, restaurants, etc., to meeting people online, okay? This is actually kind of quickly changing because I'm in a dating market that's so amazing and great and awesome right now. I'm in Manaus, Brazil, that this is quickly changing, but at least for right now, as it still stands, the majority of the women that I date, majority of the receipts, the girls you see in the thumbnails, the girls that I, sometimes post on my Instagram and my YouTube videos, getting harder to do, by the way, because you crazy people try to track down these girls and say, oh, this guy posted you on his Instagram and trying to get me in trouble. So it's getting harder to post the receipts, but most of the receipts I have from these girls are girls I met online. And you guys don't want to learn it. You guys don't want to learn effective texting funnels and how to copy and paste and just, have a clear funnel that you run girls through. You fall apart, you get lazy on the texting, the photos, the content. Listen, it's weird and uncomfortable to worry about ooh, should I pose like this? Or ooh, should I do my hair? And it's kind of gay. It's kind of an effeminate thing to worry about your vanity as a man and worry about how you look in photos and how you're going to pose and practice your smiling in the mirror. Ooh, should I smile like this? Or should I give a little smirk? Like what looks better? It's pretty weird. It's pretty gay, but it's what's required, right? You have to learn about how to get good content on an Instagram. You must get great photos. I have great photos, right? I posted them in things. I'll put a link to a video where you can, actually reveal a lot of the photos that I use. It's called How to Actually Take Photos for Dating Apps and Instagram. There'll be a link in the description if you want to say, well, this guy says he has good photos, but I haven't seen any. I want to see these photos. There'll be a link in the description, or maybe in the editing, I'll even post some, I don't know. But point being, you have to do, you have no choice. You have to do this. This is uncomfortable. This is uncomfortable. You have resistance to doing this. I know. I had a lot of resistance to doing this, okay? I hate taking photos. This is my job. I build automated systems that allow guys to meet women using other people's time and money. And a lot of the cornerstone of this is building a great Instagram with amazing photos, funny, charming videos. I've talked about this in other nerdy training videos I've had where I post these funny videos. So when I follow a random girl on Instagram, the girl's never met me. She sees me being charismatic and funny and interesting and telling cool stories and doing cool stuff in video format, pinned 30-second videos at the top of my Instagram. So a very large percent, in some cities, in some markets, up to 50%. In some markets, it's 20 to 25%, doesn't matter. But a lot of random beautiful women will just get a follow from me, and based on the content I have on my Instagram, immediately follow back. Now I can message them. Now I go straight to their inbox. There's no hidden request folder of doom. She'll get a push notification, and they'll want to flirt with me and go out with me. Another thing is, you guys are putting off going overseas. If you're like me, and you're a superficial bastard who really, 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 really values high level of physical beauty in women, and you just know that based on your height, based on your weight, based on whatever factors, you're not going to find what you want in America, a lot of you guys are putting off getting that remote job. And what a lot of you guys don't understand, I've tried to explain in other videos, you only need about $2,000 a month to live great in a lot of places. You don't live great, but the idea is you go up, right? The goal isn't you make $2,000 forever, but the point is you can go to some places in Asia, a lot of places in Latin America, where 2,000 is plenty to have, take a girl out for dinner every now and again, live in a decent apartment. You're maybe not saving money, but you're at least overseas experiencing happiness and compassion and oxytocin release from touching the soft estrogen skin of a woman, and you're living life. And again, the goal is to make more, but you guys feel you have to get this 5 or 6K amazing remote high ticket sales closing jobs. It doesn't have to be like that, okay? You guys are not hitting the gym. Another uncomfortable thing. You guys are not stepping up. You need to train intensely 5 to 6 days a week, eat a decent amount of protein. Diet is overrated. It's intensity and frequency of training. That's how you build muscles. I mean, you got to eat like a decent amount of protein and stuff, and diet definitely matters. Diet's more for like not getting fat. This whole like you have to eat 10,000 calories a second thing to like gain muscle is just not true for most people. And other things that you guys may be putting off that are uncomfortable, like, I gotta call myself out. I should be fixing my teeth. My teeth are not white, they're yellow. Why haven't I done it? I have excuses, it's uncomfortable. I gotta research this doctor and spend a lot of money that I, don't have. A lot of you guys think I'm rich. I'm not rich. If you're watching this video in 2 or 3 years from now, I probably will be rich because YouTube is blowing up and the course sales, the community I have, Modern Dating Mastery, is blowing up. Reviews on it are through the roof. I'm getting a lot of word of mouth, a lot of free referrals, people joining. But as of right now, I've just been putting this off because I don't want to spend, what is it, to get your teeth white and to get veneers or something? It's anyway, like at the least end, it's like $4K, right? I think it's up to like $10K I've been putting off. I did get a hair transplant though. That shit's growing in. Maybe you guys are like, damn, I have this like comically like parrot-like beak nose and you've been needing to get a rhinoplasty, but you don't get it. These are the reasons are what's holding us back. The universe is trying to hold us back enough. Again, with this feminism stuff, with the generalized hatred towards men, with the comically high standards, with women being bombarded on social media of all these rich guys and girls being on social media and comparing normal guys in their little town of like Pittsburgh to all the celebrities they're seeing on their TikTok and on their Instagram saying, I want a guy like that. Well, you're not a girl on that level, but again, they don't get it. We cannot control these things, so please don't make it any harder on yourself and ignore the things you can control. You can get a remote job. You can go overseas. You can train intensely 6 days a week. You can force yourself to cold approach women. You can learn about photos and go out a lot and find like-minded guys and make a WhatsApp group and say, hey, this ginger ranting on the internet says we got to get good photos. We got to make these funny videos. He has some free links here. We don't have to pay him. We don't even have to pay him. You don't even have to pay me. There'll be links in the description of this video, enough to get started. Coordinate a group of your guy friends and say, hey, let's go out. Let's follow the instructions. Let's get good photos. Let's travel. Let's work out together. There's a lot you can do in your control rather than just cry about it. Hope you guys liked the video. Subscribe here on this YouTube channel for more free game.